In today's video, we're doing Sunlit Valley's farming guide. None of the automation stuff, but just the basics. Starting out, make sure you go to your inventory and go to the quests. And then you'll want to go to get started and make sure you kind of like complete these stuff. Like, you make your crafting table, then you make the wooden tools, then you make the money bin, which to make the money bin, you need a chest and a trap door. You just do it like that. And this is where you're going to put stuff. For instance, like this, the strawberries, right? So you farmed, you did that. And then turns into money, right? You can even see in the top left. That's how that thing works, and that's how you make money. And I am setting the time, but everything in this game rolls around 6 a.m. That's when everything sells. That's when everything grows. So for instance, like right there, right? 56, 57, 58, 59, 6 a.m. Everything sold. Once again. After you make your money bin, next, if you make a wooden hoe, you'll get a copper watering can. And this will be like your early farm if you didn't go explore, looking for hay bales. And how they work is like this, right? The copper one, all you can do is a single one. And you can kind of see there's like a time limit on it. Going to the iron can, same thing. You can do it like one, or you can start holding your crouch, hold down, and do it like that. Frankly, I think it's still the same speed, so you can just right click to make it faster. Moving on to the golden can though, things are a little bit different now. You can hold and do that, and then it covers a 3x3, which is faster. Going on to the diamond, it does the same thing, but a little bit further. You're getting now a 4x3, so 12 spots. And then the final, the netherite can, does a 5x5. But frankly, I suggest don't really bother with the watering cans, because the main thing would be sprinklers. But now that we're done with the basic tier, now we're going to go to the farming 2. And over here, you got the preparing the fields of just the hoe. You'll get some food. For the market, you'll just need a chest, and then 4 zinc. Make this guy, and this guy just sells a bunch of seeds, though not all the seeds in the game. Some of them you'll have to go exploring, and you'll find certain seeds for it. Second you want to make is the composter. 6 slabs like that. You make the composter, and when you do, in the quests, you'll get both a seat and a villager. Now, why you want the seat is just mainly you'll force the villager to stay in place, and what you want to do is place it in front of it, or wherever you'd like, crouch, and then right click the villager so it's just seated there, and he won't leave. And then what he sells is this book, the Almanac, however it's called, amongst a tree fertilizer, so the tree will instantly grow, certain fertilizers for the plants, among other things that you guys can go ahead and look and see. And the first thing I recommend buying is the Farmer's Almanac. When you go to it, it'll give you 4 categories. You got crops, farm animals, pets, and Android index. So, for instance, go to your crops, and right here, it'll tell you everything you need to know. So if you go here, it tells you, the symbols right next to the name of what each thing is. For instance, aloe vera, summertime. And then when you click into it, it tells you how much the value is of it. So I'll get $16 or gold coins, whatever you want to call them, for the aloe vera. And it yields 1 to 2, so I can make either 16 or I can make 32. And growth stages is 8. So I'm guessing that means 8 days. Barley, same thing. Grow time, 3 days. And you can just go through here and just see for yourself. For instance, carrots are a pretty good one because its yields 1 to 3. So, you can make either, 23 or you can make 69. But 7 days, and that's 7 in-game days. But now since we have the basics down, let's go into the farming, mainly the sprinklers. This is what's gonna honestly help you being able to go adventuring without worrying for your crops whatsoever. And the big thing is also another tip is you can crouch and pick up your villager if they ran away from home or you didn't have a seat yet. So be sure you do that. To start out our iron sprinklers, to start out our sprinklers, we have the iron sprinkler. It's a 3x3, and I just wrote 8 growth, so you know, like 8 plants can be grown, sacrificing the middle for the sprinkler. What you're going to need is 2 logs of any type, a block of copper, and a block of iron. Now, I recommend you making the blacksmith's table, because this guy, when you sell your crops and whatnot, you can just buy all the iron you need and all the copper you need. And they reset fairly frequently, so you don't really need to go mining if you don't need to. Or if you don't want to, I should say. And then you're just going to set it up like this. Copper block on top, iron, iron, log, log. And you're going to get the iron sprinkler. And honestly, this might be where most of you guys stop. Currently, this is where, like, you know, I am. I don't really care to upgrade just because it is, it gets expensive. And right here, since you do have chunk loading in the game, if you don't remember how you do that, you open up your map by pressing J, and you press your FTB chunk mode. You would click it, and then you would shift left click one more time, and then you could see it gets a border of red around it. And you would also see down here, you know, if I click it again, or if I right click, it goes away. If I left click, it comes back. But make sure you press F9 when you make your farm. It goes, you know, edge to edge. And if you were to set, you know, all of them out, you could set 25 without losing anything. And you would get 200 areas to place, you know, for things to grow. But if you were to add 10 more, since, you know, now all these spots are outside of the chunk, they're not growing, but that's what these grass blocks are. These are, you know, the additional spots. So for 35 iron sprinklers, you can basically cover a whole chunk. And then you can obviously layer it, but that's for a different thing. You'd ideally want to layer it too high, so you'll be able to run through. But again, the iron sprinkler, I recommend most people just do this one. You could go to here, but then now it gets a little bit difficult. For the gold sprinkler, it covers a 5x5 or 24 spots you can grow in. And what you'll need is the iron sprinkler, 2 blocks of gold, fire quartz, and earth crystals. And you would do it in this formation of the earth crystal, fire quartz, gold block, and then the iron sprinkle in the middle. If you don't know where to get the earth crystals, if you go in the caves, this is what it looks like. It's just in the normal caves. And then if you go in the nether, that's what it looks like. For the diamond sprinkler, it does a 7x7, which, you know, covers 48 places that you can grow stuff in. And what you'll need is Neptunium nuggets, the golden sprinkler, a block of diamond, and batteries. Now, how you get the batteries is you got to make a charging rod. And with the charging rod, it's kind of expensive, so this is kind of far away. But you'll need blocks of zinc, 3 of them, 2 zinc ingots, a blaze lantern, and how you make that is blaze rods with 5 blaze powder, a lightning rod, which is just 3 copper ingots, and 2 netherite coins. So yeah, a bit expensive, but this is how you make it. And after 5 days in thunderstorms, it will make a battery. Or the second way is you can just go to the battery, press U on it, and then on the tab of the Fishing Society, if you catch this Pacific fish or the hatchet fish, they will passively have a chance of giving you the battery, but you're going to have to make the fish happy by feeding them and stuff. And that'll be another video or something. But then for the Neptunium nuggets, to get those passively, you're going to have to make a crab trap. Now, how you make a crab trap is you're going to need oak slabs, 3 zinc ingots, the safety net, and either a pearl or an aquamarine. But now the aquamarine will be the most likely thing that you're going to get. Like you're going to go mining, you're going to get geodes, and then you use the hammer from the blacksmith to open the geodes to get the crab trap. And this is what you do. Crab trap goes in the middle with a 3x3 of water, and then you just need to buy worms from the fisherman. And you can just take the worms and then put them in your crafting inventory, and you'll just get crab trap bait like that. And passively, you're going to have a chance of getting the Neptunium nuggets. And again, this is how you make it. You'll need the 2 safety nets on the top, the 3 zinc, and the 2 slabs, and either the pearl on the bottom or the aquamarine. And then to make the safety net, go to the market and buy bamboo. And once you let it grow, you'll get bamboo blocks. But to make it into safety nets, you're going to need the earth crystals and 2 oak planks and 2 sticks to make the cutting board. And then with that cutting board, you're going to place a block of bamboo. Let's just chop these down. And then I don't have a crafting table. 1 second. Place this down, and then you make it into a block. And then with this block, as long as you have an axe of any quality, just right click it onto there, and I need an axe. There you go, wooden axe, you just right click it, and you're gonna get some straw. You'll need to do this 4 times to be able to make your first fishing net. Like as you can see, 2 straw make the 4, and then the 4 make the safety net. But that was a doozy. And then for the Netherite Sprinkler, it covers a 9x9, and that means 80 spots for it to grow. And what you'll need is 2 Neptunian ingots, a Netherite ingot, 2 jades, and that diamond sprinkler. And you just do it in this formation like so. And then how you would get, like the Netherite ingot, that's just as usual. You can get these scraps from getting into the next area, which is like the whatever cavern. This place, the Skull Cavern. You'll need Omni Geodes to be able to get the ancient debris, or just going to the Nether and mining it. For the jade, you can buy it with Aegis wine or Fishing Society using this guy with a random chance of giving it. As well as if you have phantom plorps, you can rip them up and there's a chance to get, or not a chance, you get a jade from it, as well as the phantom membrane. But I don't think I'll ever go for the netherite. I think I'll just mainly stay with either the iron or slowly go up to diamond, but nothing higher. Alrighty, final thing with the sprinklers though. This is what it normally looks like, and if you wanted to, just add a stick, you just right click it and that's what it would end up looking like. And then when you are actually setting up your sprinklers, you do not have to water them again. So for instance, like right here, right? My tomato seeds, spring, autumn, and summer, I'll be able to plant it. So I could just do this, right? I do not need to water it at 6 a.m. when that happens, right? It will just automatically water it, and then my crops will grow, as you can see. It watered it, and I don't know why it changed to late winter, but they would have grown if it wasn't wintertime. And then also, for the sprinklers, I did go over it once, but this is like the formation you would use for iron, with a max of 220. If you did upgrade to gold, you would have... If you upgraded to gold, you would have 9 gold sprinklers. That would be base of 216. And then if you added 10 iron sprinklers on the edge, it would be a total of 236. And then if you were to do the diamond, the max would be 241, which honestly isn't much more, as well as seeing as the fact you need 11 iron sprinklers to get it close. So honestly, gold right there is more than enough. And then with the netherite though, it is slightly better if you do end up getting like the chunk thing. What are you called? The chunk loader, where it will do a 3x3. So where the netherite, it covers 252 in your one chunk, but they do have the over of extra 60. So, you got 32 there and then 28 going up. So a total of 312, technically speaking, but mainly 252 in our chunk. But that's why, again, I'm thinking just iron's enough. The extra, 30 spots, I don't think it really matters because you can always just, expand. And then if you do plant saplings, which you can buy from this guy right here, just go to sapling tab. If you buy the tree fertilizer, you could just use one on your tree and it will just instantly grow it. Like so. A bit late to the start, but remember also, plants have certain seasons they will actually grow in. Like you can see, the ginger root only grows in winter. Pumpkin seeds only grows in autumn. Tomato seeds only grows in spring and, summer and autumn. Now, the one way to get around that is you go to a winter biome and you can grow winter plants in it. It's always winter there. If you go to the savanna, it is always summer there, so you can grow wheat there. Or you go and you buy this cactus from this guy, which is 4 gold, which means 2,000 gold, roughly speaking. And you'll have to keep buying it if you want it to make greenhouse glass. And this is how I would make it. Your cactus would harvest, and then you'd get 4 glass spindles to make 4 organic glass. And with organic glass, you'll need 2 more gold coins and either earth crystals and fire quartz or jade. And each one actually does change it. So earth crystals only gives you 1, fire crystals give you 2, and jade give you 3. Now, why that is important is if you do make your farm, this one's my test right here of building technically in 8 layers up. And how it works is you would just come over here, go to the trapdoor, right click it, and then you can theoretically, just harvest the stuff. I accidentally left clicked. But you would just click it, bring you down here, and then you can just right click and harvest the stuff like so. And then you just go to the next layer and, do the same thing of take you off, and then you go and attempt to harvest things, right? Now this is going to be a quick pain. That's what I'm just saying. Honestly, the 2x2 would probably be the better play. But this would be the more efficient way of using the greenhouse glass. But now how the greenhouse glass works, I guess I did not mention, is 16 blocks underneath will grow. So for instance, like all these stuff, you got eggplants, cauliflower, I have everything under the sun that's, needs certain things. And, wheat just grew for the summer, and ancient fruit also, I think it's summer, but eggplants is another, and ginger is winter. And that's how it works. And then certain things like the apple leaves, they do not work. They're still, even though they are under the greenhouse glass, you cannot harvest it. It's only autumn. So keep that in mind. But yeah, that's about it for this video. I know it's not very polished, but I did try to make it a little bit more organized so that it kind of explains farming at least. And I do plan on making one for the fishing and, the cooking ones, just to explain some stuff. But yeah, I hope this gives you just a rough guide of what you should be trying to do. And again, what I meant by this one is just make your farm exactly the same way and then just build it like that, So this would be all ground, all plants, and then this would be next plants, and then your next tier up, like so. So then you won't struggle, and then you'll be able to just run through and not deal with the crouching method. Because right now, early game, this is expensive, but once you have all those fishing ponds passively making you the earth crystals and the fire quartz and the jade, you know, like it's not going to be an issue. It's just early game stuff. But again, stick with the iron for now and then move on to maybe just the gold. Because again, you know, 36 versus 41. I mean, what is that? 5 spots. Like, that's nothing in comparison to like how much more you have to like get for this. So stick with the gold. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video did help you out at all. Maybe I confused some of you guys. I know I got confused again, but it is what it is. See you in the next video. Goodbye. And then, like, you know, sneak peek right there. That's another video right there.